it's boring to write without love story. I mean, people just read my book in a day, but I spent 2 years writing it. And if there is no love story, then why write? I feel I love love stories.
Ranbir has said yesterday in Hindustan Times that he has read the book and he has liked all of Chetan's books.
I'm very keen to work with him. I write for youth. He's a youth icon. I'm super keen to work with him. Even an average film has crores of marketing budget. For Revolution 2020, the marketing budget was 0. There is no marketing budget. There is no Chetan Bhagat ad anywhere. I don't have such a good grip on language like say Gulzar Saab has or Javed Akhtar Saab has. I don't. But what I have, maybe they don't have. You know, it's a different area, so I'm sorry to disappoint them. No, Rock on 2 will happen, I'm sure, but this one script is ready, and if we can cast it and get it going, we can do it while the Rock on 2 is being written. It's not like Abhishek can start Rock on 2 next week. He's worked very hard on this script, and I think we should make it, and then after that he moves on to Rock on 2.
We can always talk about the good things about, because there are too many good things about Chetan Bhagat as a writer and as a marketing person. But I think let's take a bit of the criticism part of it as well that we do, and I think that's important so that it balances things out. ये एक कहा जाता है जो मेरा पर्सनली मानना ये है कि बहुत सा क्रिटिसिज्म चेतन भगत का सिर्फ क्रिटिसिज्म के सेक के लिए होता है, which is I think maybe not fair, but still we'll take something. I read one of the comments somewhere that he's a far better marketing person than maybe as a writer.
Ouch, yeah. Well, I mean, there's nothing wrong with marketing. I mean, it's a discipline, and it's funny when they say that, but you know, for an average film, even an average film has crores of marketing budget. Like today, a modest film will also have at least 3 crores budget. A film, big film will have 20 crores, 30 crores marketing budget. For Revolution 2020, the marketing budget was 0. There is no marketing budget. There is no Chetan Bhagat ad anywhere. But people have read the books, and there is word of mouth. Yes, I do promote them, and I do promote them because it's very hard to promote books these days. So I will, you know, be on Twitter and on Facebook and just make some appearances and talk to the media. And I think I have to do that. Who else will do it for me? There is no production house. There is no superstar actors working in my. So yes, without that skill, I don't think the book would do so well. I don't think so. But at the end of the day, I'm using my marketing skills to sell books. So I'm never going to be ashamed of the fact that, oh, he's such a marketer. I think entire country, India, should learn marketing. So yes, there is. It's not a criticism, but you also cannot market without content. You can't do it for 5 books. You just can't. I mean, people will see it, and I mean, it's not like I'm so irresistible, my looks, that, you know, people still pick up the books. They pick up the books because they like the stories. It's as simple.
One more criticism has been that there is a bit of a repetition in terms of language and characterizations in Chetan Bhagat novels, and वो love story का एक plot होना ज़रूरी होता है. So do you at times does it bother you at times that अगर love story नहीं होएगा next time, that maybe आपको एक compulsion सा हो सकता है कहीं ना कहीं?
Yeah, I mean, see, there is, well, why I wouldn't. It's boring to write without love story. I mean, people just read my book in a day, but I spent 2 years writing it, and if there is no love story, then why write? I feel I love love stories. I don't hate love stories like that movie was. Okay. And but you have to make it fresh. Sure. And there's a lot about love humans don't understand still. We have made a lot of progress. We put man on the moon. We've launched you know, submarines and made nuclear weapons, but we don't understand love yet. And therefore, there is, for me, each love story is a chance to understand it better. And I also know that love stories do well. I mean, and my job, every book has a message. There's a social message. But if I want to make it reach millions of people, it must have some entertainment mixed in it. And a love story is a perfect way. I mean, what should I write a book about? Just 6 boys talking? I mean, I don't think, you know, it will be a very good story. But maybe I won't do a love story someday, but right now I like love stories.
Okay, and what about this, that maybe there's somewhat a repetition of the usage of language as such, the way the young guys, they talking amongst themselves.
See, it's a very modern story. So I write in a way how Indians talk, and a lot of Indians don't talk in correct English.
Ji.
So, or then you have the question, if the entire population is not talking in a certain way, then how can you say that an entire population is incorrect? Maybe the correct English needs to be changed now. You know, the language changes. The Hindi we speak used to be Sanskrit, and Urdu used to be Persian, and you know, English used to be Latin. So we are, so much change is happening in this world, so much globalization. How can that English remain the same? It will change, and yes, people like me, because they are widely read, we are having some influence on the language, but it's okay. I mean, it's fine. It's still, I'd rather be real than be correct.
One more thing is there that I was seeing one of your interviews on television channel. एक ये होता है कि वो शुरू में आपसे सब सवाल पूछे जाते हैं, अन्ना हजारे and this and that, various issues. And after that, एक वो question ज़रूर होता है कि Chetan Bhagat, when do we see you just raising the standards of your book to like this? आपने एक whatever. So that I think bothered you as well. So somewhere, do you think that that element, that somewhere if it is connecting with people, if it is affecting youth in a positive manner, then what is the big deal?
I don't know what standards they want me to perform at. I mean, if they are saying that I should be like Leo Tolstoy and write War and Peace, I'm not that good. I'm not. I'm being honest. I'm very good at connecting with people. I'm very good at entertaining people. I have a reasonable sense of humor. I understand emotions well, and I understand India well. And I think I feel for people. So I try to put all that in my stories. But to say that my language should also be, I'm sorry, my language is not that strong. I don't have such a good grip on language like say Gulzar Saab has, or Javed Akhtar Saab has. I don't. But what I have, maybe they don't have. You know, it's a different area. So I'm sorry to disappoint them. I mean, if they expected me to be even better. But I have personally surpassed myself. When I started, my first book came out, I remember nobody used to care about writers. It was very hard to get published. Because of me, many publishers have opened up and they are trying to write books. Because of me, many filmmakers are looking at other books and picking them up.
Bilkul.
You know, so because of me, more than anything, many new readers are coming and reading books. So I think it's enough for one life, I think. Now, if I want to challenge myself more, and I can, I'll see over time. But to keep on saying that, well, you are not here, therefore you are bad, it's not very fair. It's very high-handed, you know. It's like saying that, oh, Dabangg is a good movie, but, you know, it's not Casablanca. So, okay.
It's not Mughal Azam type.
It's not Mughal Azam.
Fantastic. So, everything has a context, in fact.
Yeah, it's a context, and if you,
context.
Yeah, you can't be like, you know, that's what I was trying to say, that if you say Infosys is not Google, I don't want to mention it again, but that was the idea, that if you want to be high-handed.
But you have Infosys in your novel.
I have.
You did try to.
I have Infosys in my novel. Raghav works in Infosys.
Yeah, he gets an offer.
Yeah, and he
gets an offer. He does not go.
And in fact, he doesn't go, and people are saying, why are you not taking it? So I have put the company in a very high esteem. I have no complaints. But I'm saying, if you want to criticize something, you can. It's very easy.
Right, and considering that the corruption angle, the bribery and all these things, they are the hot topics right now.
Yes.
Do you feel
so
that?
We want to.
And even this, I think the coaching classes, that element that you
So we want to bring it out, and the story Revolution is different, that it's the point of, normally corruption stories are about the main character being the victim of corruption. And they'll show a good guy who's suffering under corruption. In Revolution, Gopal becomes corrupt. He is the corrupt guy. And he's still the hero. He's still the man in love. So that will make the film stand out, I feel. And that is what's making the story work, and that's what more people can relate to, because all of us want to be successful, and you know, we have be compromised sometimes for that. So I think that's what needs to be brought out. I don't want any preachiness in the movie. It is a love story, and the corruption and all has to be in the backdrop a little bit, but primarily it has to be a love story, a love triangle that has to be shown. It is even all the coaching centers, everything will have to take a back seat. It's more about the characters.
Now, coming to your other books, you know, at times there is a certain perception within the industry that आपका 3 Idiots आपके आ चुकी है and One Night at the Call Center आ चुकी है. That is Atul's film Hello, which is there. Now आपकी दो और फिल्में जो हैं वो बनने के लिए काफ़ी टाइम से there is a lot of news on that. 2 states is there. Now the latest is that Shah Rukh Khan is not doing it. Ranbir Kapoor has the novel. He has shown a keen interest in that as well. The film is being produced by Sajid Nadirwala. There is no director on that. Imtiaz Ali has denied that he's not directing it for sure. There is another book which is Three Mistakes of My Life. That is there in the limbo as well. Excel is supposed to be making it. There is a perception that कुछ आपकी जो दोनों novels जो हैं वो कुछ jinxed सी हो गई हैं लग रहा है.
No, it's not jinxed at all.
It's been delayed for quite some time.
Yeah, but even Three Idiots, you know, people don't know this, but there was an independent filmmaker who had taken 5.7 rights and they lapsed in a year, and then they went to Vidhu Vinod Chopra, and you know, One Night at a Call Center rights for with Rohan Sippy, and they couldn't make the film, and then they were taken by Atul, and it was quite a process to do the documentation. It's just that I wasn't that famous then, and you know, there was not that much interest in the films.
You're not in India either.
I was not in India. You know, people didn't really know my work. Now that 2 films are already out, and that there's a readership of millions, so everybody knows at least 2 states. Everybody knows Three Mistakes. So you can every development on the film often gets reported, which sometimes I feel is not good, because you know, it's like some people are discussing it, how to put it all together, put the cast and crew. It takes a long time to line up a film project. But if every meeting or every call is like, even if I meet somebody in a party, or like if some director meets Sajid and it gets reported the next day, and then if it doesn't happen, then you feel, oh, he's, you know, it's not happening with him. Whereas nothing, it's not like anything was signed, you know. The only thing signed is Sajid has my rights to make 2 states. It's not like Shah Rukh had signed 2 states. There was some talks, and for various reasons, you know, maybe it's not happening now. It's but not like Vishal
and Priyanka was supposed to do it earlier.
They were with Siddharth, but again, like I said, it's not like anybody had signed anything. It's not like people went back on their contracts. It's not like anything. It's just discussions happening. Like just you asked me who's going to be the cast of Revolution. So I don't think there is anything, like from what I understand, my producers are happy and the films are on and there is interest in them. But we are very particular that we get a decent cast and crew on it. If we don't, we get judged. I get judged. People say, Chetan, why did you give it? You know, why did you give it to this person? Why did you give it? So I can't help it. You know, I have to be choosy. My producer has to be choosy, because whenever there's a bestseller, there's so many expectations on it. To the point that it's okay even if the film is not made. I don't care, because I mean, of course, it would be great if it is there. But if we can't get the right product together, then why should we make? Only when we all feel confident, we'll do it. These things take time. Like I said, 2005 for Three Idiots when I gave, and 2009 December it came out. 4 years. But of course, nobody felt like that. So here also, in Three Idiots also, remember, first Shah Rukh was there. There was some talk of that. Then Amir was there. And ultimately, nobody remembers all that. If the film comes and is good film, then that's what people remember.
Ranbir has said yesterday in Hindustan Times that he has read the book and he has liked all of Chetan's books and all.
So if he said that, then I think it's not jinxed at all. I mean, Ranbir is the best, you know, new star we have. I mean, unanimously everybody agrees. And you know, he is very kind. He has said many places that he loves my books. Not just 2 states, he has been reading all my books, and I am very keen to work with him. I write for youth, he is a youth icon. I am super keen to work with him. But you know, it's one of those things I don't control. It depends on how it works out between him, Sajid and all these people.
Right. He has worked with Sajid earlier as well.
Yes, he has. And I think they have a good relationship. So if it's in its destiny of the book, then it will happen. And if it's not, then we'll see.
Three Mistakes of My Life, what is the latest on that?
So that one, you know, it's a tough movie to cast, because it has 3 characters and all 3 have good roles. So it becomes, you know, what do you do? Like, do you make 3 expensive actors do it? Do you take 1 expensive actor and make the other 2 parts? But then, you know, the roles are all very important. So maybe it's better movie to make with the relatively newer, maybe newcomers. So I think those are the issues we are debating. But while you know, you were talking to me, I just had a missed call from Abhishek. So I think they are still, I mean, you know, that script is ready. So now in that the casting has to be done and it has to be made. So, you know, that's more likely that we'll have a newer, fresher cast in that.
There have been talks of Rock On Part 2 and Abhishek was the director of Rock On. So
no, Rock On 2 will happen, I'm sure. But this one script is ready. And if we can cast it and get it going, we can do it while the Rock On 2 is being written. It's not like Abhishek can start Rock On 2 next week. He's worked very hard on this script and I think we should make it. And then after that he moves on to Rock On 2. So both can happen, but it's okay.
Fantastic. Finally, last question. You had mentioned in our last interview that you're having a script called Love Practicals, which you have written already. So have you approached anyone with that?
No, I mean, I haven't really approached to sell. I've shown it to a few people and they like it, but you know, I just have been doing movie deals every year. Actually, literally every year there has been a movie deal, and I want something to go on the floors now before I show it to anyone to sell. Like you said, I have 3 films. For various reasons, it's not going on the floors. And once Revolution, of course, I've just done last week, so I can't expect it to happen soon. But especially 2 States and 3 Mistakes is one of these films need to go on the floors. Then I'll open my box again and start selling my goodies or whatever.
Fantastic. That was Chetan Bhagat talking about the movie deal that is done for Revolution 2020 with UTV. He's having maybe a wish list of actors, but he's not willing to just give out names because everyone is a friend in the industry, and he does not want to make any particular names. We never know that there may be a casting already, but you never know. He has also spoken about the certain criticism that keeps on happening and what's his take on that. He has spoken about his other two books. 2 States and 3 Mistakes of My Life, which have been bought by the respective filmmakers, and what's the latest on that as well. And he's having a script, Love Practicals, and maybe he'll be just going out with his goodies once he's really looking forward to it, and he's totally sure that what he wants to do with those scripts as well. Thank you very much for being on Bollywood Hungama.
Thank you, Faridoon. Always a pleasure.
Always, and all the best wishes for all the things. And I think Revolution 2020 it's just started and it's a long way to go.
Yes, thank you so much.
Yes. That's all way from Bollywood Hungama. Keep on watching.